already. The comments coming in. Daniela Acosta, Vamos Mateo. Well, here we go. The starting lineup. Austin Gibson and Austin Newstead on row number 1. Christian Colby and Mason Brooks on row 2. Oliver Warner and Henry Clark on row 3.
They are followed by Colby Patterson and Joshua Cook. Charlie Clough and Josh Cormack are on the next row. Row 6 is Alfie Davidson and Harry Williams.
Row number 7, Rocket Ronnie Carter, George House, and then Daniel Ferguson and Mateo Garcia. Then Jonty Restrick and Frederick Wood.
And row 10 is Lincoln Lee.
Yes, Motorsport Magpie, welcome back to the live chat. Yes, yes, you can keep it clean. But yeah, we'll have to see, because Anthony goes through this, because he's like that. Right then, rolling start, 15 minutes. Gibson leads the championship. First round went to Gibson. The second round at Glenagorse went the way of Mason Brooks. Austin Newstead won round 3. 3 different winners for the first 3 rounds of this new class in karting in the British Championship this year. The BMR restart team, Austin Newstead, called him baby-faced assassin at Kartmasters. He's got such a sweet and angelic little smile, but when he gets into the kart, he's like a great white shark hunting his prey. He is relentless and merciless, but he has Austin Gibson starting alongside him, the GP plate holder, the championship leader, the PF plate holder. Gibson has been able to win when it matters most. Or will we have a new winner in the British Championship? We're going to find out. Magic Camera.
We're getting ready for a start here. Look at how close everyone is, nice and slow. They're starting to accelerate. Yes, yes, it's nice and close. Oh, there's a bit of congestion, but we are going around again, ladies and gentlemen.
It always happens like that, Magic, when you build everyone up to a crescendo and then the drivers mess it up and let you down.
How dare they?
Exactly. Cross-eyed Lion saying good luck to Alfie Davidson and Charlie Clough. Zanetti Fergusone saying come on Daniel Ferguson. I think that's a great name, Zanetti Fergusone. Not at all, you know, made it sound a little bit on the Euro side. Pull yourself together, boy. Well, that's a talk. There we go. Talk about tough love, ladies and gentlemen. Daniel Ferguson starting on the inside of row number 8.
Yes, as the drivers come round again, those pre-race nerves are not going to be helped by this extra formation lap, let me tell you. Everyone was all ready to go mentally, and now they've got to slow down again.
But remembering from doing this apart when I used to drive, for me, the butterflies went the minute the grid gate opened, and you're on the track now. There's no more nerves. Now you're just planning, you're scheming, you're plotting, you're trying to outwit the driver starting alongside you. You're trying to see where you can get a jump on the driver starting in front of you. They come under the sunny glens here in Scotland. Water Swift restricted for the second time.
We're getting ready to go again. Look at how wide they're coming off that corner. And are we going to go? It looks clean. It looks good. And we are racing, ladies and gentlemen.
Into turn number 1, a good start from Gibson. Newstead slots into second. Now, this is where we had a couple of karts spin on the opening. Oh, and running very wide. That's the Evolved Motorsport of Joshua Cook kart. Moving a little bit wide, bouncing over the grass. He managed to keep it pointed the right way. He's lost a couple of positions, though. 20 and 19 drivers head up the hill towards turn number 6 for the first time.
I hate to say it, but I think we've already got a nose cone penalty in the pack. Didn't quite catch. I think it was one of the Oliver Rowland machines.
Well, we'll have to see about that as it goes on, because it can be deceptive. You know, you can have a NASA panel work loose, and that bounces around and it makes it look like a nose cone, but we'll see. But again, we'll see what happens. Let's go George House, says Shifty Pyros. Ronnie's mum is cheering on Ronnie Carter, so is Katie Daly, she's cheering on George House. So again, a lot of these drivers getting plenty of support. Austin Newstead trying to push Austin Gibson away from the field.
Yes, indeed. Front 2 not really breaking away from our third place man, which is Mason Brooks. Everyone's being reasonably well behaved, I'd say, so far.
Yeah, so far so good. Behind them is Henry Clark in 4th. Irishman Christian Colby runs 5th. Josh Cormack is 6th. Oliver Warner, Colby Patterson, Harry Williams and George House. Now we've had 6 different podium finishers in the first 3 rounds. Gibson's had a first and a second, so has Mason Brooks. Austin Newstead's had a first and a third. George House had a second place finish. Alfie Davidson and Colby Patterson have both had 1 third place finish. In the championship, Gibson would have 759 points at the moment. Newstead would be second on 717. Brooks third on 707. That's as if things finished as they stand right now, but with 13 minutes to go, that is highly, highly unlikely.
I have to say I agree. So, where are we? So, we have the GP plate, Austin Gibson still leading. In second place, we have Austin Newstead, and in third, with the fast lap of the race, is Mason Brooks. But it's not changing. There isn't a lot of movement. You know, as we know, these are long races, apart from this battle between the 12 of Josh Cormack and Henry Clark, and it's a clean move. They're through. I believe they're teammates.
Yeah, the Toby George Motorsport drivers swapping positions there. And of course, Josh Cormack in Micromax had that incredible one-lap victory at Glenagorse in the rain a little while ago, and he's searching for his best result of the season in Water Swift Restricted, the Falkirk Tyre and MOT Centre sponsored driver. Now we have a new hashtag on the live chat, Chance La Fondo. I hope that, yeah, Chance La Fondo, which is Spanish. I'm not quite sure what it means, but I think it means Vamos Mateo, go Mateo. Like I said, plenty of support for Mateo Garcia, who currently runs 17th in this race. Gibson and Newstead half a second in front of Brooks and Kobe. Then 5th and 6th, the two Toby George teammates, with Patterson right behind them. And again, yeah, you mentioned Colby Patterson, the front, the nose cone of that car, it's got a bit of a dent in it. And that's not to say that it's dropped, but it's slightly dented. You can see that sort of divot in the front of the number 24 machine. Warner is 8th. In fact, Warner's been passed by George House. So George House in the number 77 Kart is up into 8th position, with Warner 9th.
Yep, that is the standings at the moment. Oh, bit of a look there from Henry Clark on Kobe Patterson. It is as close as you like it out there. Obviously, with these relatively low, of course, horsepower engines, momentum is the name of the game.
Out of turn number 4, 11 minutes to go. And Marcia Elaine Campbell, good luck to Mason Brooks. Oh, so I think Mason Herman's normally on there. Herman's normally watching. He's the dad Brooks, and then he'll come in and comment afterwards. But yeah, there's Mason Brooks in 4th place behind Ireland's Christian Kobe. Out of turn number 7. Now, as we come across the line, now we're positioned, Madge, just above the start-finish straight here at the circuit. There is a static camera right just past the start-finish line, and Junior X30 final pole to the Taylor Orange, and some of his cronies are up to no good down there.
That's a very expensive camera as well.
Well, they're just waving it, and yeah, again, if we watch next time by, if you do see some ginger hair or something like that poking out of it, that'll only be Taylor Orange.
Well, moving back to our Water Swift restricted race, we have still Austin Gibson leading, Austin Newstead in 2nd, and 3rd is Christian Kobe. The top 3 has not changed for a couple of laps now.
Kobe set the new fastest lap of the race, 57.54, sorry Magic.
And he will hopefully be using that, but he's still got a bit of a gap. He's just half a second behind our 2nd place driver, Austin Newstead.
And that gap is going to come down very quickly, because Austin Gibson has got the run on Newstead. Can Gibson go around the outside of turn number 8? He's going to try and cut underneath. No, that's going to slow him down. Kobe is there. So is Brooks. So 4 drivers at the front. The BMR restart, number 74 of Austin Newstead, the man in black, leads this race. There's a hand signal from... do you know what? One thing is really good. The drivers, they're ultra professional. Off track, they like having a laugh and a joke, especially with us officials. George House sets the fastest lap of the race. He's down in 8th position, 2.4 seconds down behind Henry Clark. Haven't mentioned the number 82 of Henry Clark, doing very, very well indeed.
Yep, and now we've got to move for the lead. And it is Austin Gibson backs into the lead that he had taken off him just a lap ago. And is it a man? He comes back again. No, not that easily, says Newstead, and he's back through.
And Kobe's thought about sticking his nose up the inside of Gibson as well, but then backed out of it. Mason Brooks doing a good job, just sitting there watching and waiting. Behind Mason Brooks, Colby Patterson. So Colby having a track walk during the lunch break with Harry Platten, and obviously Harry just sort of giving Colby a couple of little pointers, and it's working. Here we go. It's changed the lead. It's now an ORM 1-2. Gibson and Colby past Newstead. Will Newstead come straight back at them? Not going into turn number 4, maybe coming into turn number 6. Magic, all this great battling is bringing more people into the party. Cormac, Patterson, Clark, House and Warner back to 9th. Here comes Newstead to the inside of Colby.
Yep, Newstead is really not having any of this, is he? He will be 2nd or 1st. He is not interested in any other lower position.
Yes, and Christian Colby as well, very aggressive at Sherrington again. He's just got to temper that aggression. You know, he's got pace. Now he's got to just match that pace with racecraft and patience. But great stuff. I mean, look at this. The top 9 karts, all on the screen. You've got BMR Restart, Fusion Motorsport, Oliver Roller Motorsport, Toby George Motorsport, and George Gibbons Motorsport. 5 teams, 9 places, right at the front, separated by less than 3 seconds as we enter the second half of this Waterstrift restricted final. Mateo Garcia fans, your man is 15th behind Harry Williams, Josh Cook, Charlie Clough, Ronnie Carter, Alfie Davison. With Daniel Ferguson, Frederick Wood, John T. Restrick and China's Ling Han Lee next in line.
Yep, as you can see, Austin Gibson just moving, just letting Newstead know that it's not going to be that easy. Just went to the right and now again to the left as we come into turn 7. He's not defending fully. I need to make that clear. He's not defending fully. He's just letting the drivers know behind that he's not going to take this lightly. Yes,
some of those, yeah, Tupolev TU-160. That was a nice plane, Tupolev TU-160. I think Larkhall's a very good track to learn all kinds of corners. It has almost everything. Yes, I agree. It's got it's everything happens at once. There's very little time to rest. Fast corners, slow corners, hairpins, bit of gradient, very bumpy. You know, it's a real throwback. They don't make circuits like this anymore. You know, there was no CAD design involved in this, no computer. It was just like, right, where are we going to go? Where does the lie of the land take us? And Colby Patterson, 57.36 seconds.
Yep, it has come down a little bit now. Currently, I say for the last half lap. But Newstead he's pretty hyper, isn't he? He's looking around and it's another move. It's
George House.
Yes, and is he? Oh, gets pushed over the curb.
The 12 of Josh Cormack gets squeezed wide, and that was flirting with disaster for Josh Cormack. There, he was teetering on that curb, but he managed to keep it. He's fallen back behind the number 82 kart of Henry Clark. So Toby George Motorsport. It's not just Cormack in this battle. It is Clark as well. Joshua Cook has fallen back to 13th for Evolve Motorsport, but still Gibson, Newstead and Colby beginning to stretch away now.
Yes, they are. First lap has gone to Austin Gibson currently, but he can't get away from Newstead. Newstead's attacking again.
Yep, again. The baby-faced assassin smiling as he goes past, but those eyes focused. And now Gibson coming straight back. Colby also goes through. That was very, very good from Christian Colby. He knew that Newstead wasn't going to be able to sort of cut back straight away, so he just slotted at the inside. And again, Austin Gibson did all the hard work. Christian Colby moves to within a kart length of the race lead. Oh, here comes Newstead back at him though. And watch for the number 24 of Patterson, who has now moved into 3rd place. So Oliver Roller Motorsport running 1st, 3rd and 4th, with Brooks in 5th and another ORM kart, that of number 77, George House, in 6th.
Yes, that is the top 6. They're starting to not string out, but they're starting to get closer together. All this fighting for the lead is bringing more and more karts into it.
Yes, behind the top 6, Henry Clark runs 7th. Then it's Cormac recovering in 8th. Davidson 9th. Carter 10th. Warner down to 11th. Followed by Clough, Cook, Williams, Garcia, Ferguson, Wood, Lee and Restrick. 10 seconds covering the top 14. And we're on lap number 12. Quite right, says Cross-Eyed Lion. No Herman Tilker to ruin it all. No, this is old school. Old school circuit design. And it's working, and it's putting on one heck of a show.
As we continue now, we have just over three minutes left on the clock. This might get a bit close, I must be honest. These battles...
It might.
I think there might be a little bit more argy-bargy, unfortunately.
Understatement of the day from Magic. This might get close. This is going to get even closer. Well, you say that. Austin Newstead, he now seems determined to push Gibson away. Kobe is not letting them go. Patterson and Brooks, there they are on your screen. They have to work together. 2.5 minutes plus change to go. If they start battling now, their chances go out the window. House all on his own. Then it is Henry Clark in the number 82 for Toby George Motorsport. The last Henry that ran with the number 82 was me back in the late 90s. I was always 82. People say, why 82, Henry? So a teammate ran 28, and we could just swap the stickers over. You know, so we didn't have to buy 2 sets of stickers. We had one car, he'd race one meeting, I'd race the next meeting, we just swap the stickers over. Simple.
Fascinating stuff, Henry. But moving back to the race.
Oh, Anthony is the commentary box. Magic's learnt how to shut me up when I'm rambling. Take it away, Magic.
Right, so we have our top 3 there, nice and bunched up. We have just over 2 minutes to go on the clock. And I'm fascinated to see how this will develop between these 3 drivers. We have the incredibly hyper Austin Newstead, who really wants to wrestle. Oh, we can see more pushing between. Now, Newstead is quite interesting because he's between the 2 over Roland twins. Now, they will, they are in a team, which does actually mean they're not teammates like in Formula 1, but they are closer than the competitors who aren't in the same team.
If they can work out a way of getting Austin Newstead out of the way, they will. That is what teammates do. Newstead knows this, which is why you're seeing Newstead being so hyper, because he cannot afford to make a mistake, because the 2 teammates will work together, so he has got to be a thorn in their side. The number 21 Kart, I think that is, or is that, who is that? So that's Ling Han Li, the Chinese driver, has stopped coming out of turn number 8, and he's being wheeled to the side of the circuit. A mechanical failure. Now the marshalling team here have to get this yellow flags. That wasn't going into it, that was coming out of the corner. So sorry, I didn't want to upset anybody there. The marshal was pointing the yellow flag the other way. We've got a new leader. It's Austin Newstead.
Yes, not sure. Obviously, you can see as a driver bits going on around the track. That could have been a bit of a distraction for our leader, our GP plate. Yeah,
and Austin Newstead, because the marshal, so post 7, the marshal was facing the other side of the circuit. So he wasn't overtaken under the yellow, but he saw the yellow flag flash out, but it was facing the other way. So he didn't pass under yellow there. I want to make that clear.
Yes, but a distraction definitely for our past leader, Austin Gibson. He was, he definitely didn't quite know, where to position the kart, what Austin Newstead would do, but he took advantage of that opportunity perfectly. Right,
now we've got the Will Green fan club from South Wales in on the live chat. No, you haven't missed Will Green. He is up in the next race. And, here we go, into turn number 7. Newstead defending, and this time it's Austin Gibson that gets squeezed wide, and Christian Kobe moves in to P2. So, Oliver Rowland Motorsport. Oliver Rowland watching on his team run 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 6th, but they're led by the man in black, Austin Newstead, out of the final corner to start the final lap. Now Newstead, he defends a little bit early going into turns 1 and 2. He's going to be susceptible. Kobe's going to get a run on him. Kobe's never been on a British Championship podium. Newstead comes across to take his line. Kobe sticks it up the inside, and Kobe then loses out. Gibson back into P2. 1 and 2 in the championship. The championship leader running in 2nd. The driver who wants to wrestle the lead away from him has the lead of this race at the moment. Newstead has got a hold of an entire army. It's Oliver's army. 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 6th. But the man in black leads them. Oh, Gibson in the barriers. Kobe and Gibson collide. And it's now Mason Brooks who comes through the 2nd. No, it's not. It's Colby Patterson and George House side by side. But as Oliver Rowland Motorsport collapse around them, the man in black, Austin Newstead, will take the victory and the checkered flag. It's a 2nd win for Austin Newstead. Colby Patterson comes from nowhere on the last lap to grab 2nd, and Mason Brooks with a forceful move at the final corner, gets a podium at the end. Wow! BMR Restart, Oliver Rowland Motorsport and Fusion Motorsport share the podium here in Water Swift Restricted. George House finishes 4th, Kobe 5th, Henry Clark 6th, 7th for Alfie Davidson, Josh Cormack for 8th. So Toby George Motorsport gets 2 drivers home in the top 8. Then it's Ronnie Carter, Charlie Clubb, Josh Cook, Oliver Warder, Harry Williams, and Mexico's Mateo Garcia in 14th position. Daniel Ferguson, Frederick Wood, John T. Restrick, and Austin Gibson. 18th. Linghan Lee retired. So, Austin Gibson on that last lap. Austin Gibson drops from 2nd to 19th, and that means his championship lead drops back to 20 points. Austin Newstead on 720 points, Austin Gibson on 740 with 1 round to go at Wera. And out of the corner, just off camera, I can see Austin Gibson's mechanic with his arm round him. You could just see him walking across the front of the camera shot there. That's Linghan Lee's mechanic as well, but trudging back up to Parc Fermé, very upset Austin Gibson being consoled by his mechanic. Linghan Lee also there, but again, Alfie Davidson and Charlie Clubb, so cross-eyed lion happy with a pair of top 10 finishes the drivers he was supporting. Gillian Bennett is already in, saying goodbye to Aaron Richardson and Derek Clemens. Austin Newstead, well, I've got to say that Austin Newstead, he's got no teammates in the class, so he's the only driver from BMR Restart. He was the 2021 British Bambino champion, and again, you see him in the paddock, and he's just got a sweet smiling face. But like I said, when the crash helmet goes on, he is like a great white shark. He is relentless in his pursuit. And again, at one point, he had 5 Oliver Rowland Motorsport drivers around him, and he knew that if he got pushed out wide or forced wide, or if he made a single mistake, that'd be it, game over. So he was driving absolutely on tenterhooks. There's Ian Rogers from Motorsport UK, but Magic Hamara is down in the pits chatting to our winners.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with our Water Swift restricted competitors, and we have Austin Newstead here with us. Talk us through what happened. It was so much action throughout the race.
Yeah, obviously, I just had to make it my way past Gibson. It was a close battle all the way through. At the end, we just decided to push, and we managed to get a bit, and we didn't manage to get a gap on, unfortunately, but luckily I managed to get through, and I managed to defend the last 2 laps.
Okay, and talk us through those last couple of laps. Was it difficult to be out in the front, or did you have to die to other people?
Yeah, it was really hard. Obviously, me and Gibson were changing positions quite a bit, and it was just really hard as it was such a close race, and I just had to keep on fighting to get in the lead, and then eventually I got in the lead, and I kept it for a lap, and then I had to defend the last couple laps. Okay,
and who would you like to thank?
I'd like to thank my dad for supporting me, Ben from BMR, Marvellous Marv for my mechanicking.
Yeah, got everyone in?
And all my sponsors.
And all your sponsors?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Okay, well done. Great victory. Fist bump. Yeah, awesome. And now we have our second driver here with us. Come. Chloe Passon,
Yeah.
2nd place. Talk us through the race.
Well, beginning didn't do very well, dropped back a couple of places. Well, less long story short, back here P2, so it's not bad, is it?
Great. It certainly isn't. How were those last couple of laps? As we can see, there was a lot of action going on.
There was a lot of incidents, like people coming across on each other, but comes to the end laps, very hard, but saw it last lap, something happened, came into P2, and I was like, hold it, don't let Mason through, and yeah.
Awesome. And who would you like to thank?
I'd like to thank all my sponsors, ORM, Grice from my engines, and Finley Bunce, my mechanic.
Yeah, and let's have a fist bump on your right. Yeah, let's go. Okay, and now we have our third driver with us, Mason Brooks. Come. Listen close. I'm an old man. How was your race?
Great. I just didn't really have the power, but the kart felt good and everything.
Okay, so you're happy with the handling of your kart. How was the race? There was a lot of action, lots of swapping for position, you know. Were you on top of it? Was there a master plan?
No, not really. I just pushed because I didn't have the pace.
Okay, but who would you like to thank? Third place? Lots of people cheering on for you.
Fusion and my family, Jack, Neil, Teddy and Dan, and Shock's engine.
Absolutely great. Let's have a fist bump on your way out. Yeah, well done on your podium spot. Well, that's everybody here at Wera Swift Restricted. Back to the commentary box with you, Henry.
Thank you, Magic. And again, the Magic Chimera post-race fist bump is going to become a thing. And congratulations to all three. There is a look, foreground. You can see Macaulay Bishop chatting to one of his Dan Holland Racing teammates there. The Fusion Motorsport Collective, Paul Munn on the left, Dan Hazelwood, Jack Mabin, and someone else. No, they're Fusion. And why are they watching? That's because they've got plenty of drivers in action in the next race, which is Water Swift non-restricted. The World Green Fan Club is ready. He will start from third on the grid. But before we get underway with that next race, let's have a quick word from one or two of our fantastic and loyal sponsors. Welcome to the podium presentation, ladies and gentlemen, for event 6 of the Wera Tours British Kart Championship for the Water Swift restricted class race, the only final of the day that was eventually decided by more than 1 second. Finishing in third position, I believe this is his first trip onto the British Championship podium, representing Toby George Motorsport, it's Henry Clark. And again, a popular winner here with the Toby George team, finishing in second position. For Oliver Rowland Motorsport, it's George House. And this is George's second podium of the year, but your winner, I believe this is his first step onto the top step of the podium, officially with the greatest team he's ever known. Oh geez, it's Colby Patterson and his winning mechanic, Finley Bunce. He's had, bit big, there we go, but he's been on the podium in Bambino, he's been on the podium in Micromax, now top step of the podium in Water Swift Restricted. And a welcome back to the podium for Finley Bunce as well. Ladies and gentlemen, your Water Swift Restricted podium. Colby, next time I promise we'll get a hat that fits. How's that? Thank you guys.